I'm Aaron Cassover. You've been hearing my voice for a couple minutes, and I'm joined by Josh Hilgers from AHCP. And Josh, why don't I just let you kick off with an intro, and then we'll go from there.
Excellent. Yes. Both of the other brands you see there, Quoted and AHCP, are part of the same family of companies. AHCP stands for America's Healthcare Plan. We help brokers grow their business by supplying the products, training, technology, and support that they need to be successful. The holding company is National General, now Allstate. That's the family of companies that we're a part of. Quoted is also a part of that family. Quoted's an all-in-one insurance quoting, enrolling, and lead management solution designed for today's insurance professionals. Whether your primary business is done through traditional face-to-face, if you're doing business over the phone, or if you're looking at e-commerce sales, or all of the above, Quoted offers solutions that can transform your customer's experience with convenience, personalization, and automation. We're very excited to be partnered with AgentMethods. If you've been a part of this series, you know there's a ton of great information about to come your way. And I'm going to turn it over to you, Aaron.
Awesome. Thank you, Josh. Did you say now part of Allstate?
Yeah, Allstate acquired National General first quarter of this year. So
Wow.
A lot of that rebranding and integration is happening now, but we are part of the Allstate family as well.
Wow, that's exciting. And that I imagine that gives you a whole new pool of resources to tap into over time. So
yeah, we went from an 8,000 employee company to 80,000. So
yeah,
it's a big leap.
yeah, cool. Congratulations. Well, I'm excited. This series has been a lot of fun, and to work with you, Josh, and everybody who's been attending. And I really feel like this is just such a great example of the value that AHCP is working to bring, not just products and processing applications or that sort of thing, but really helping agents find new ways, creative ways to grow sales and just make their businesses stronger and better. And to me, that's a big difference. That's a big differentiator. So I'm really proud to be part of this, and thank you for having me. So we're talking today about cross-marketing and you can see the sort of subheadline, the fastest path to sales growth. That really is true. And I'll show you some examples. Cross-marketing is something that we don't give it enough attention. We don't think enough about selling to our customers. And we'll go into the research about why this works so well. And I'll show you some examples of agents that are just really seeing fantastic growth in their sales because they're focusing on cross-marketing. So it's good stuff, and it's stuff that you can put in place fast. This is not like a year out. This is stuff that you can put in place today and see things happen this week. It's it really is the fastest path to sales growth. So my usual caveat is I love interaction. So if you have a question, if you see me say something, or see something on the screen, and you have a thought, an idea, you want to know more, or maybe you know something different, I want to hear that. So please, by all means, use the chat, use the Q&A. Let's use these webinar tools so that we can make this a dialogue. This is stuff that is really important and I really believe in. And so sometimes I get so focused on the topic at hand that I don't do the best job of watching chat. I'm getting better at it, I think. But if I don't answer your question right away, I promise at the end, we'll make sure we take some time and we'll go through and make sure all the questions are answered, and we can have a discussion then if we don't do it kind of as we go. So this is me, and I'm not going to give you my bio or my life story. I think the most important thing here is, that's the picture of me. That's what might look like. So if we're ever in the same room, and we're starting to see more of this, I saw Josh fairly recently, and if we are at a conference together, or if you just see me across the street, come say hello. That would be so cool. We've been, Zoom is amazing. Webinars are great, but seeing in person is the best. So if you happen to see me across the room, take that initiative and come say, hey, Aaron, you told me to say hi. It would blow me away and make my day. So I do have a bribe. We carry around these cool stickers, insurance agent by day, superhero by night. and there's a good chance I'll have one in my bag or my pocket. So come say hi, I'll give you a sticker. And sometimes we even have t-shirts. So come get a sticker, maybe a t-shirt, say hello. That would be fantastic. A little bit of context, Agent Methods, we started building our platform in 2008. We launched in 2009. And before that, I was working with several large carriers as a consultant. And so I was working with their marketing departments to help them build out online marketing and use technology to grow their sales. And I realized that there was a huge gap where there wasn't that same level of support for agents. And there was a need for it. There really is a need. And so in 2009, we launched Agent Methods to focus on supporting agents and to give you the same tools and the same power that the carriers have to grow your sales. And since then, it's hard to believe, we are well over 5,000 websites launched now on our platform. And we've had the fortune to work with some really amazing, really successful agents. And we've gotten to peek into what they do and how they grow their business and how they see success. And it's sort of given us this like fly on the wall opportunity to watch and learn and see what works. And so what we've been doing since 2009 is, as we learn about how agents are successful, we've just been baking more and more into our platform and baking more and more into the knowledge and things that we're sharing today about what it takes for you to grow your sales, especially in this new world, this technology place that we exist in. We're talking about cross-marketing. The few things I'll go through, the first is we're going to look at some of these key traits of top performing agents. And we have some data about what agents that are seeing really good success are doing differently. And there's just a few things that they do differently. We're going to zero in on how you identify the prospects they're most likely to buy so that you can really focus your time and effort and get as much success as possible. We'll talk about generating new sales through cross-marketing. And then the final two things, we'll show you how to run your cross-marketing program. And this really is true. We say 4 hours a year, and that really is true. We'll show you how you can put this all in place with very, very little impact. In fact, we see that the best agents out there actually spend less time marketing because they use systems to run it all for them, and about half as much time marketing. And then we have a special offer, $700 off of some solutions, and there's even more than that. There's some really amazing offers that we have put together with Quote It and AHCP that you can take advantage of. So the study begins here. We did this study last year. We looked at how agents were doing, and we asked a bunch of questions. And one of the questions was, how are your sales going? Are you seeing your sales increase? And 45% of agents said, yeah, my sales are increasing, 45%. And so what that means is that the majority, 55%, did not see a sales increase. And this is really important because I'd imagine that we all want to be in the growing category, not in the not growing category. We all want to see our sales grow. Now, maybe somebody out there is thinking, well, I'm retiring and I'm kind of phasing things out. And if that is you, that is awesome. Congratulations on your career. Congratulations on kind of winding things down. But for most of us, we are really trying to focus on making the most of the next year, making sure that next year we did better than last year and keep that going. We also know the market isn't shrinking. There aren't fewer people out there. There aren't fewer customers. People are not reducing their insurance. Everybody needs insurance. People do not cancel it. And we also know if you happen to sell senior market products, Medicare Supplement, Medicare Advantage, Part D, those sorts of things, that market, there's tons of data about people turning 65 every day and how there's just a tidal wave there. So the market is growing. So if most agents are not seeing sales grow, but the market's growing, we know that there's a disconnect, that we're doing something wrong, that we as an industry have to change the way we operate to make sure that we're connecting with our customers and we're giving them what they need because they're there and they need it. So they're not coming to us, they're coming to somewhere else. And that really is kind of the key part of the problem, that we have a new kind of competition out there. We have competition that is super aggressive. And I'm not talking about the other agents in the room. I'm not talking about each other. Sometimes you might compete a little bit. For the most part, you don't. I'm talking about something different. And we've seen We've seen the Joe Namath ads. We've seen these tricks where these large online brokers are like hiring offshore call centers that are not regulated to do things that are not legal, to then do live transfer leads to them. We've seen all kinds of stuff that's really frankly not cool, super aggressive. Some of it is pretty sophisticated, and what they're doing is they're coming after our consumers, we're coming after our customers, and they're trying to create some fear in their minds that they're missing out, or they're trying to just confuse them, disrupt them, get to them before we do. They're super aggressive, and they have to be. This shows us investments in InsurTech, which is what I'm really talking about, per year. And last year it was $15.4 billion, which every time I see this slide, I'm like, I can't believe this. This is insane. I think this year with the economy, it's going to be a little different, but that money is still in their bank account. And the investors that put that $15.4 billion into these InsurTech banks, they're demanding a return. They're saying, okay, I gave you all this money. You need to show me a return. And the only way to really show return is through sales. So they have to go out and sell some product. And so that means that they're putting this money toward cutting off our customers from agents. And we know this, we're seeing it, we're experiencing it. It's not a good thing for us agents. Now there is good news in this battle. There is this secret weapon that we have, which is the value of a local independent agent that takes time to understand clients, get to know them, works in their community. When we talk to consumers, when we talk to insurance buyers, the preference is crystal clear that people would rather work with an agent that knows them and helps them make sure that their needs are served and is there to answer questions. People prefer that to having a website that they just go to and they never talk to anybody. It doesn't mean they're not going to go online in the process. And in fact, they're going to. And that's where the disruption happens, that they go online first and then they never connect with an agent. But their hearts and minds are to work with an agent. And I believe that $15.4 billion cannot change that. We just have to make sure that we're doing the things right. So this is my call to action, that the opportunity is there. And we can see growth in our sales. We can see our businesses succeed if we do a few things, if we implement some technology and modernize our businesses. And this is what this entire series has been about. I've talked about this exact problem, I think, in every presentation, because I don't want us to ignore it. And I want to make sure that no matter what our expertise is and what our experience is, that we realize how important it is for us to go and change ourselves and the way we operate, because that's the path to success. That's the path to providing good service to your customers. You can be a traditional insurance agent, and you can add on technology, and you can do an even better job at helping your customers. And in fact, you have to, because if you don't, we're going to miss out on these opportunities. Okay, so in that survey I talked about, we were looking at agents that were successful, that were doing well, and we noticed a really interesting pattern. We saw there was one single key activity that agents that did this were 70% more likely to have seen their sales grow. This one thing. And it's pretty amazing. It's pretty consistent. And I want to talk to you about what this is. I want to unpack it. But first, I want to kind of dive into some assumptions. What is this one key trait? And the first thing we think of is, well, it's probably referrals. There's so much focus on referrals. That's kind of the end state of growing your business, where you no longer market because everything comes in through referrals. Your customers become your sales and marketing team. And that just it becomes an exponential growth thing. Referrals are awesome. I love them. But they are not the differentiator. And so we see the average number of referrals per month of an agent who's seen their sales grow is 7.5 versus overall 7.2. So not a big difference, a little more, but not a big difference. Doesn't mean we shouldn't go after them, because we should, but they're not the thing. The second one is years in business. And we talk about insurance being a get rich slowly business where you snowball over time. And that really is true. We know the first year is tough. The second year is a little less tough. And then fifth year, things start to get moving. And you see these agents, if you've been in the business for 10, 20 years, you really, you start to have some great success. But that's not the differentiator. So we saw, agents that were seeing their sales grow 12.8 years versus ones that weren't 12.5. So about the same again. This one, and I've given it away at the title, cross-selling via email. Yep, that is it. Agents that use email marketing to cross-sell. Those agents are 70% more likely to have had their sales grow in the past 12 months. So if you're using email marketing consistently to do cross sales, that is what we see as the one differentiator that moves agents from not seeing their sales grow to seeing their sales grow. They're 23% more likely to have customers buy multiple policies. And so what that means is you make more sales, but also when customers buy more than one policy from you, your retention goes way up. Once somebody has 2 policies from you, they're not going to go anywhere else. You are now established as their insurance agent, the person they go to. So when that call center calls or the Pakistan, outbound dialing system reaches them for the live transfer, they're going to hang up the phone. When they see that Joe Namath ad, they're going to have a question and they're going to pick the phone and call you. Having that second policy sold to your customer locks in that relationship. It's a game changer. And so not only do you have more policies sold, your retention goes way up. Customers stay. And that's what makes the difference. So a few things about why this is true. The first is, this is really simple. Selling to customers is more profitable than selling to strangers. And we spend most of our effort, I hear most of the talk about marketing, about, getting in new leads, finding strangers. How do I get people to find my website through Google? How do I, advertise on Facebook to get people to come find me? How do I do, door hangers, or can I do can I get a table at Walmart, or what can I do to meet new people? And that's where most of our heads are at. And yet there's clear data that shows that dollar for dollar, marketing to people that is going to be significantly better return. Here's the numbers on that. So selling to a new prospect, if you have a meeting with somebody that you've never met before, they're brand new, they're a cold lead, you have somewhere between a 5 and 20% chance of making a sale. And that's true, because if you've bought leads, you don't sell to every lead. You might sell 1 out of 5, 1 out of 10, 1 out of 20 leads. You have to chase them down. They don't answer your phone. They hang up on you. They yell at you. They don't show up. And then finally you get somebody who does. And then even they have to be convinced. There's no relationship. There's no clear pattern of purchasing. The probability of selling to an existing customer is between 60 and 70%. So most of those conversations result in sales. And so your time is just so much more efficient. You're having meetings that result in applications, as opposed to meetings that result in you getting ghosted. And so your day is spent making more sales as opposed to chasing more people. So you actually might feel even less busy, like you're not working as hard, but you're going to make more money. You're going to make more sales. So the other thing I talked about is retention. And customers that buy multiple policies will stay with you. Now, that is a really amazing thing. A 5% increase in retention turns into a 25 to 95% increase in profit. That's money that goes into your pocket. Just a small increase. And the reason why is first off, you retain the business year over year. So if you think about this long term, 5% every year ends up being significant 5, 10, 20 years from now. The second is that you're not spending as much money bringing in business to replace that 5%. So you're not having to invest as much in marketing. You're not having to create as much output or energy to kind of just to stay even, to tread water. So a little bit of retention turns into a bunch of profit. It's really quite a magical thing when you can increase retention by keeping your customers closer, and how that really does impact your bottom line. It makes them happier too. And then there's this rule of psychology: the best predictor of future behavior is past behavior. So if you're going to talk to a stranger and they've never bought from you before, and their past behavior is that they've never bought from you, the chances of them suddenly changing that behavior and buying from you is pretty small. If you're talking to a customer and they've bought from you in the past, the chances of them buying from you again in the future is pretty good. It's just a rule of psychology that we tend to do the things in the future that we've done in the past. Now, where does this insight come from? Where did I learn this? I kid you not, this is straight out of the Idiot's Guide for the Complete Idiot's Guide to Psychology from 2003. So even, Psychology 101, this is where they teach this stuff. And I say this, and I do not mean to be anything or before than, this is the basic law of psychology. Fact number 2, and this is what gets me so excited: email marketing is the most effective marketing channel ever invented on the planet, anywhere known to man. You're not going to find anything out there that is more effective, dollar for dollar. And if you think about some of the things you do, if you think about direct mail, how much time and energy it takes to send a campaign out. Postage is getting expensive. The cost to generate a lead goes really high. Pay-per-click advertising, buying a billboard, whatever you think of, it's not going to be as effective as email marketing. Now, the asterisk there is that this is true when it's used properly. When it's used improperly, when it's not used well, it's actually the opposite. It's complete waste. If you abuse email marketing, if you try to brute force it, then the opposite happens. Nothing, you get no results. And so this is something I see where there's a belief, well, I know email marketing, the way to make this work is through sending out a lot of emails. And so I see agents that go and buy, these huge lists, 30, 40, 50,000 contacts. They get these lists somehow and just want to blast out their message to everybody, come get a quote from me. And they're thinking, well, if I can just get 0.001% to reply, I'll have a great result. But they get nothing, because what happens when you brute force is you're marketing out to people who don't know you. They see your email and they're like, who the heck is this? I didn't ask for this. This is spam. And, at best case, they just delete your email because they're like, I don't know, I'm not going to buy this from somebody who's spamming me. I don't, insurance is complicated. I want to make sure I trust the person. I don't trust the spammer. At worst case, they're going to flag your email as spam, and enough of that happens, and suddenly your emails stop getting delivered. So brute force is not the approach. Email marketing to large numbers, while it seems like it could work, does not. So again, how to do email marketing wrong. The first one is sending out to a huge list that doesn't know you. You want to make sure that everybody that receives your email is engaging with you. They know your name. There's already a relationship, that you're coming in the door warm. The second one is focusing only on your agenda. So just pushing out emails about getting quotes over and over again without focusing on what your customer needs, what their wants are, is going to get people to tune you out. That's the whole, self-centered thing. If you're not investing, talking about them, they don't want to hear about it. Third is, not investing in a relationship. And this is showing people who are receiving your email that they get value out of these emails, that they get value out of knowing you, that by knowing you, by working with you, by talking to you, by opening your email, they get smarter, their lives get better. And that investment builds a relationship. And then the fourth and fifth, the first one is having no calls to action. I see these emails sometimes where, it's a really good email explaining how important final expense insurance is. And the email does a really good job explaining the need and how it works. And then it just has the agent's name at the end. And it doesn't really tell people how to take the next step. So you learned about this thing, there's no call to action. And so you want to make sure that you're giving people clear instructions on what to do next. Really, really, really clear. This is why you see those big red buttons on things, that you can squint from 10 feet away and see what you should do next. Having a call to action that takes people along the process all the way through is how you see success. Now, on the flip side, having too many calls to action. If you have an email that talks about final expense, and they say, oh, and by the way, it's life insurance. And so there's also term life insurance and whole life and universal life. And if you're over 65, then, there's this. And if you're under 65, you should look at long-term care. And then you have this email that has like 10 different calls to action. That's just going to make people have to make a choice. And when people have to make a choice, they delay it, they defer it, they put it off, or they just get confused, or they then end up going somewhere else to decide what their choice should be. So my advice, my guidelines is to always have one single call to action, not two, not three, one. Have one thing that people can do, and be really clear about that, because once you give people two calls to action, they have to make a choice, and that just kills your results. So these are things I see people do when they're doing email marketing wrong. You want to make sure you're keeping all these in your pocket as we start to talk about using email marketing to do cross marketing. Now, customer retention, we talked about that. And this is a study from 2014. It is now 8 years out of date. And the reason why is because they kept looking at the data and it did not change. And so email marketing in 2014 was the most effective tactic for customer retention. The same thing is true today. Email marketing is, head and shoulders above everything else. And so that's where you play to retain customers. And you put these two things together, not emailing to strangers, not emailing to large numbers, and thinking about email as a customer retention tool. And it starts to make sense where you're using email marketing not as a cold tactic, but as a way to keep your customers and your audience and people who know you engaged, and keep them coming in back for more. On average, $1 invested in email marketing produces $36 in sales. Again, this is the most effective marketing tactic, marketing channel you will find anywhere ever. And it actually used to be even better. It was $1 produced $42 in sales. So it's gotten a little bit less, but $36 is still pretty good. If I can spend $1 and make $36 back, I will do that all day long. And I'll show you some examples of agents that, have done exactly this, and you'll see really how great these returns can be. And then the third fact, so all of this stuff, we haven't gotten into the how, but I promised you to go and run email marketing. It is a discipline. It is a skill set. It does take some work, but it doesn't have to. You can automate and run your email marketing in only 4 hours per year. So you can get all this cross marketing up and see the benefits, and it doesn't have to take a lot of work. And the way that you do this is by leveraging systems. And this is another one of those best practices that we see successful agents do, is they don't try to do everything themselves. They don't try to build everything themselves. They leverage tools and technology built for them to make their lives easier, to make their days more efficient. And in fact, some of these agents that are, running phenomenal businesses, top agents in the country, they seem like they're pretty relaxed and not working very hard. And they always have time to talk to you. And it's because they have done a really good job at putting in systems to run their business. So they're not stressed out and constantly trying to make that next sale happen. So we'll dive in and we'll talk about how AgentMethods does this, how AgentMethods automates your cross marketing, and how you can, use this system combined with Quota's technology to, really streamline your sales and to bring your customers closer and put you in that high growth category. Now, you need to start with a solid foundation. So we talked about the fact that you need to make sure it's not just your agenda, and that your email marketing is going into people you have a relationship with. Because if people don't know you, there's no relationship, it's going to fall on deaf ears. So you have to start with the foundation. You have to have a solid plan for what happens. And I think about this like in a year cycle. So between enrollment and renewal, there's 12 months for people to forget about you, and for people to get distracted and get taken somewhere else. And when I talk to agents, most agents, what's your plan, between enrollment and renewal? And I kind of get this answer, yeah, I should do some stuff, or, I'm working on a newsletter, or I sent an email campaign once, or, if people have a question, they can call me. We have the best intentions, but the reality is that it's hard to have a consistent, solid plan. If you are not rock solid in this, if between enrollment and renewal, your game plan is not 100% locked down, the last webinar we did was all about this. So go back and watch that webinar. That was the third in this series. And we walk through how you can automate 350, actually more than that, automated touch points per year with your customers to bring them closer, and put a system in place to make sure that you have this rock solid foundation where you're constantly building really good relationships so that then you can go out and do cross marketing on top of it. So go back and watch that webinar if you didn't see it already. Okay, so cross marketing through email campaigns. The way that we do it is we recommend agents send out 2 campaigns a month. And so 2 email campaigns twice a month. You don't want to overdo it, because if you're doing too much, people will unsubscribe or get upset. If you do it too little, they'll forget about you. So we think 2 is a pretty good balance. 2 email campaigns a month. And you can, if you want to, you can get a system like a MailChimp or Constant Contact. Those are 2 really good email design services where you can go sign up for an account, and you can go and you can write an email, and you can design an email and build a template and landing page. In my experience, it takes agents, a day or 2 per email, which, might seem like a lot of time, but it's a lot of work to go and write emails, and you need to test it on different email clients. You look at mobile phones, iPhones, Android phones, Gmail, etc., to make sure it all looks good. And you have to write the content and come up with the graphics. It takes about a day or 2 to do that. And in fact, I see a lot of agents go and sign up for a MailChimp account, create an email, spend a day or 2, have a nice email, send it out, and get really, really great results. It was phenomenal. And then never do it again, because it just took up too much time. And so what we've done in AgentMethods is we've taken these emails and we've built a library of pre-created campaigns that cover really every type of product and topic you're going to want to email out about. We add 5 new campaigns a week to our library. And so we cover, certainly every consumer product you're going to come across. We've got lots of life and health, Affordable Care Act, different types of life insurance, senior market, Medicare products. We've got content for AEP and OEP and ACA enrollment, supplemental things like cancer or critical illness, long-term care. We've got content on property and casualty products, and then a whole bunch of other more kind of client relationship content. So we've got, the benefits of using an independent agent. We've got campaigns for referral requests. We've got follow us on social media, holiday emails. So just imagine everything you're going to need in this toolbox that's just constantly growing. So you go and you pick out the campaigns you want to send, the 2 campaigns. Those have a single call to action. And that call to action is how people go and learn more or take the next step. And so we point our campaigns to a landing page, which is a page that's just all about doing that one thing. It's not your home page where they go and they have to find it and get lost. There's no navigation where they can go read about other products and then read a blog post and then go watch a Facebook post and go to YouTube, watch a video, and then you've lost them. Landing page, they go to that page, they do the thing, you get the lead, you show them quotes, you make a sale. Keep the process really simple. So we create the landing pages for all of the campaigns that you choose. And then you schedule 3 months in advance. So the idea here is once a quarter, you go and you spend about an hour and you pick out the emails you want to send. And the AgentMethods platform runs the rest of it. So we personalize, send the emails, we track the campaigns. You get a weekly report that shows you all the activity, what's coming up, what happened. And then, of course, if somebody responds to a campaign, if you get a lead, that gets sent to you real time. You can get it via email. You can also get it via text message notification so that you're able to respond to those leads right away. A few examples of agents that are using this. So this is Carl, and Carl is a senior market focused agent, Medicare focused. Has a really good established business. He's been at this for a while, and really loves what he does. He's in a small town in Illinois, and he loves his community. She's super engaged and has been doing really well locally. He's not a techie. And so he came to us to run his website, his email marketing. We set him up, and pretty soon after that, he picked up a contract to sell a critical illness. And he thought, this is a good product. I can cross-market it in my customer base. And so he called us up on a Monday and said, hey, I have this new product. I want to promote it. We helped him create a campaign to go out using our system Tuesday morning. And in a 24-hour period from getting contracted to launching the first campaign, he was able to schedule 14 critical illness sales appointments. So, 24 hours from contract to 14 sales appointments that were warm appointments with a 60 to 70% chance of closing. You can't do that with anything else. You can't do that with direct mail. Usually when you get a new contract, it's because you have one customer and you make a sale, and then you hope you find a second one. They walk in the door somehow, but it takes a long time. With Carl, he went from cold to 14 appointments in 24 hours through cross-marketing through email. This is Charlie, and Charlie also has an amazing business, one of the top agents I know. And he came to us week one through our cross-marketing. Our system uncovered week one of using it over $250,000 in annuity sales that he would not have found otherwise. And so this brought in $250,000 in annuities that he didn't have to lift a finger for. And that's pretty cool. The return on investment was more than 1 to 36 on that. This is Dawn, and Dawn is a Medicare focused agent. She has an agency, and she used our cross marketing to schedule appointments for her to set up her AEP. And during the last AEP, without her picking up the phone or lifting a finger, just through cross marketing, we scheduled 382 appointments for her last AEP. 382 appointments. By far, it was her best year ever. And she didn't have to lift a finger. So this is an example of how you can use cross-marketing, you can use email marketing to do huge things without a lot of work. Usually to go schedule 382 appointments, it would take a lot of hustle. And for her, it didn't take any. They just showed up, and she just met with them and made sales, focused on the things that she does best. So let's see it in action. Let me show you how you would go in and set up and schedule these cross-marketing campaigns. So I'm going to jump over to my browser. Okay, so this is my demo site, just really quickly. It's running on the AgentMethods platform, seattleinsurancepartners.com. And it's a nice site. You can see this is really good consumer experience, professionally designed, super clean. It's all built with our content library running on our platform. Nice single call to action here, schedule an insurance review. That's a good next step. I will change this. So during the AEP, it will see, schedule your Medicare Advantage plan review. You can make this contextual to what's going on with your market. Information about, how to go forward, see plans, get one-on-one guidance, explore your options. And, just a good site, customer testimonials, carrier logos. So this is the site that's running on our platform. Behind the scenes, our dashboard is where I'll go in and send out these cross-marketing campaigns. And so in our email marketing, you'll see the upcoming August, the July campaigns are already gone because it's end of the month, but you can see upcoming August campaigns, September campaigns. And each one of these slots is an email that we're going to go and send out. And again, the idea is that you've got 2 per month, and you come in once a quarter and you go and you pick the one you want to send. And so I'll just go in and we'll just change this one here so you can see the process. So this is the first August campaign. So the first thing you do is you select your campaign. This opens up our library of available emails that you can send out. And I mentioned before that we add 5 a week. So there's a lot here. I mean, a lot, a lot. Just goes on. And you can see, final expense, universal life, will Medicare cover you on a cruise? recruiting emails, speech therapy, donut hole, cash value of life insurance policies, homeowners policies, agent communications out to your agents, no fault insurance, it just goes on and on. So you'll break this down by category. So, the first thing you'll do is say, well, what do I want to focus on this month? And let's just pretend that you want to promote long-term care insurance. So I'll go in and choose long-term care. And this shows you the emails that are available for long-term care. Different types, what's covered, does Medicare cover it? Long-term care indemnity versus reimbursement, the cost of care, how much should I buy, 2 reasons to buy, is it taxable? Lots of things you can promote. So we'll just go in and choose this 2 reasons to buy, this template. I should see a preview. If I like it, I say proceed. So now the AgentMethods platform automatically created a landing page that this campaign goes to. I can go and preview the page. So you can see, it's this nice page, multi-generational photo. I'd like to review my options for long-term care, some reasons why. There's no navigation, so I can't go and get lost. I just, request to review my coverage and you get a lead. If I want to, I can edit this page. I can go in and change the picture, change things around. But most often you won't need to. So we'll say continue. And then we see the email. And so you'll see here, there's a placeholder, hello, first name. And then there's a nice kind of the 2 reasons to learn about this. There is that big red button that you can see from 10 feet away, compare long-term care plans now. That's the call to action. And then it's personalized. It's got my name, my phone number, my website, all just in the email. Now, if I wanted to, again, I could go in and I could edit this. I could make some tweaks to the text, but usually you don't need to. There's tons of content. You pick a campaign. You'll want to go and send yourself a test to take a look at it. But then when you're ready, you schedule it. And so I can now say, well, let's have this go out August 2nd, 9 a.m. Just pick a time. And then I also might filter this and say, well, long-term care, after 65, it gets pretty expensive and hard to underwrite. And so I'm not going to send this to my Medicare customers. I'm going to focus on my under 65 health insurance customers. So you can apply a filter. So I'll go here and I'll just say, okay, well, let's just send this to my health customers. And so that's going to help you segment out to make sure the right message goes to the right people. So you're not talking about Medicare to 20-year-olds, and you're not talking about long-term care to 80-year-olds. You're zeroing in to get the right message in the right spot. I click on schedule, and now it's good to go. So August 2nd, 9 a.m., our system will go and send out these emails. We track opens, we track clicks, we track unsubscribes. Everything is just run for you, and leads show up in your inbox. So again, this is how those 3 agents I showed you were able to go and just very quickly produce annuity sales, schedule AEP, and generate critical illness sales by going and sending out campaigns to their audience. It's really simple. There's not any magic to it. It's just a matter of doing it. So the AgentMethods platform, I showed you kind of the tip of the iceberg, our cross-marketing. At the foundation is our website platform. And I really, I'm proud to say it's the most advanced insurance website platform available. The sites are beautiful, they're clean, they're easy to use them. Behind the scenes, we have a content library and site management tools that make it really easy for you to run your website, to keep it current, and to make it reflect your business, and to provide as good of an experience online as your customers get when they meet with you. So the sites are beautiful. I think it's also important to point out that the power of AgentMethods with Quote It allows you to integrate live quoting. So all the quoting that you can do yourself, you can let your customers go in and do. I'll show you just kind of really quickly how it works. Just clicking in and then pulling in the ability to put in their location, their age, if it's themselves and their family, and then real time see quotes. We see that more and more consumers want to run quotes before they talk to you. They usually don't buy online themselves. They usually don't just go and buy themselves because they want to, make sure they're not making a mistake, make sure all their questions are answered, and get help with the application process. But more and more people want to see, what the price range is, what the options are at the beginning of the process. And so by integrating Quote It into your website, you're able to give customers those tools to do that, so they don't go somewhere else. They don't go to, one of these direct-to-consumer brokers, online brokers that's trying to cut us out of the market. Give them the tools they need to answer their questions, to make sure they stick with you and come back to you. So on top of the website, we layer on outbound marketing services, and these are services designed to help you build relationships that keep your customers loyal, so that your retention goes up and your referrals go up. People that feel close to you, feel like you've been adding value to you, that are loyal to you, they're going to stay, they're going to buy more products, and they're going to refer more business to you. We have a scheduling platform, and I think this really is magic. It's a personal assistant that goes out and contacts your prospects and books appointments for you. And so the best example of this is during an enrollment period. If you have people you need to meet with, rather than chasing them around, trying to call them, trying to email them one at a time, our system will go and actually book the appointments with you on your behalf. We integrate with all of the major online calendars so that we're not going to double book you if you have a lunch date, or if you're going to the gym or the dentist. We're not going to schedule an appointment during that time. And they show up on your calendar, just right there on your phone or whatever you use to track your day, without you lifting a finger. If you are selling Medicare products, it'll even capture an e-signed scope of appointment. So you can have that scope done just, before you even talk to them. It's just done. The results. I think this is the kind of the most important thing. The AgentMethods platform, agents that are using it to automate their marketing spend about half as much time marketing each month. So they cut that effort in half. And that's time that they get back to their lives. They can spend it doing a hobby with their family, just working less, or helping more customers. They see a 60% increase in referrals. And that, of course, is wonderful. Imagine what that would do to your business if you could get 60% more referrals. They have 78% more customers buying multiple policies, and that's that cross-marketing that happens. So they see their cross-marketing go up, which then becomes a huge increase in retention as well as more revenue. And the result of all of this is that they were 162% more likely to have had their sales increase in the past year. So they're way more likely to be in that high growth category. Now, I showed you a little bit about the Quote It platform and how you can integrate it into your website. And I think that the combination, it's kind of like the Reese's peanut butter cup with the chocolate and peanut butter. When you take AgentMethods and our website platform and our marketing automation, and you connect it with the quoting and enrolling and lead management that Quote It provides, it's a superpower. It's all the technology you need to automate your business, to modernize your business. And the two are connected so that on the front end, customers can go to your website, see a great experience, see a great brand. They can run quotes, they can learn about products, captures leads, and on the back end, you get the superpowers that Quote It gives you of being able to run multi-carrier quotes, to streamline your enrollment process, to manage all of your prospects, and do it all from a system that was built exactly around your needs. So these two things, they're two systems that connect together to give you this superpower. And we have come together to provide some discounts for agents that want to use these systems. So agentmethods.com/bundle. You can go there, fill out the form, take a second right now and go and do that. And this will let you schedule a one-on-one demo with us. And you can lock in a couple discounts. The first is up to $700 off the AgentMethods platform. $700 that you save, which is the best savings you're going to find anywhere. And you can get Quote It for as little as $10 a month. $10 a month. That is a no-brainer. $10 a month. So if you go to agentmethods.com/bundle, you're not going to find this opportunity to get these systems together anywhere else. Take a second, fill it out, schedule a call, and we can go and talk through how this can help you grow your business. And you can see exactly how these systems work together to automate your sales, automate your cross marketing, and put you in that high growth category. You know, this is the suite that you need to see success. So with that, I think I have been covering the questions as we go. I don't see anything unanswered. If you do have a question, a thought, an idea, a joke, feel free to type it in the chat. We'd love to hear from you. And Josh, is there anything you want to add?
Man, this is just incredible, Aaron. The amount of work and effort that's gone into building that library is just amazing. I did want to ask, I know some of our viewers right now are listening to this recorded. How long is this bundle link going to be available to them?
I don't have a date for that. So that's a good question. And we probably won't offer it forever. So I would say if you see this, jump at it and you know, get this opportunity while you can, because I don't know when it's going to go away.
Absolutely. What a deal. Jump on this. We're just proud to be part of this series. I hope you guys have learned as much as I have, and some of the feedback we've been getting from these webinars, Aaron, is great. So thank you so much for the time and effort you've put into this.
Thank you, Josh. I did see one question just pop up. This is from Joe, and Joe asks, "Do you have to be contracted through AHCP to have access?" And I'll give you my answer, and then Josh, you can give yours as well. Quote It and Agent Methods are both available to anybody, so you can come and get these. The discounts that we're talking about here, you know, are tied to being with AHCP, and so you can definitely leverage these tools. But I would recommend, you know, exploring a little deeper, because, you know, you're gonna get great support, great products, a great team backing you, as well as the things that we're talking about today at a really good discount. And
Yeah, and I'll add, Aaron, that getting contracted with AHCP doesn't mean you have to have all of your contracts with AHCP. So check out the website, go to the carriers, see if there are a few carriers that you're not contracted with that we could potentially partner with you on, but it's not an all or nothing deal with AHCP.
Cool. Yeah, that's a good question. Thanks for that, Joe. Okay, I don't have anything else to add. You know, Josh, I'll echo the sentiment. It's been such an honor to do these webinars with you, and I appreciate all of the work that you put into making this happen. I appreciate it. It's been a lot of fun, so thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks again.
All right. Take care, everybody. Have a good day.